Howdy and halito. My name is Darshell Burnett and my pronouns are she, her, hers. And if you are here to learn more about East Campus housing at California State University, Monterey Bay, then you're in the right place. I am a recent graduate of CSUMB. I graduated in spring of 2021 and I've had this utter-tastic journey and I wanted to share it with you all, just a little bit about my housing experience and kind of things that I've gone through at the university. But just to start off these videos, I just wanted to show what my apartment looked like and how things kind of went for me, and a little bit of a glimpse. I apologize that this video is kind of scratchy. It's not as wide as I thought I shot it, but that was just because I was still learning, and so hopefully it'll look okay when you watch it. Also, there are a couple things that I did forget to mention in the video that I did want to say here. One of those things is the washer and dryers. The washer and dryer hookups are there for students, but they don't come with the washer and dryer itself, and it saves a lot of time if you just go ahead and rent from Appliance Warehouse or any other appliance company that you wish to do so, just so you can have all that extra stuff in your apartment and you don't have to walk all the way if there's raining, or you have to spend your driving money, whatever it's called, gas, that stuff. And then also, I'm going to go through this walkthrough, but I'm also going to just talk through the walkthrough. It's going to be like 15 minutes long, but hopefully you get all the information that you need. Each apartment and unit is very, very different. So don't take mine and say, oh, this video says it's going to look like this, because one, I am no way sponsored by CSUMB or housing or anybody. This is just me wanting to share with you all kind of like what I went through. And then two, they're all different layouts. My friends have had such different turns and tangles. Like my washer and dryer unit is inside the actual apartment, and others it's like in the garage. So it just varies on where you're living at in the Frederick Parks, which one you're residing in. But nevertheless, hopefully you have a great experience in East Campus. I loved living in there, even though it was like by myself, because it was during COVID time. So hopefully you like it, and hopefully this video helps you out in some way, shape, or form. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get into this video so that I can bring more videos to y'all. And also, if I didn't explain anything in the video that you kind of have questions about, feel free to ask me on my email, josedarshell@gmail.com, or even DM me on Instagram, and I will definitely answer your messages, or better yet, put them in another video to share with y'all later. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video. So we have finally made it to the actual apartment tour. This is basically the entryway. You get your own entryway for each unit. I particularly lived on the second floor of the apartment structure, which meant I had to go up a little flight of stairs and then over like a small little catwalk towards my unit. I have like, I don't think I filmed it, but there is a porch light in front, and then there's a little space that you can put a table or chairs. I put like a little plant right there, and then sometimes I might put out a box just for the Amazon delivery people. And then on the right side, when you've entered the doorway, is the first storage closet. And when I tell you I had all the shelves packed, I had all the shelves packed. I also wanted to note about these light switches. The first one goes to the outside porch, and the second one goes to the hallway. This is a very quick video, so I apologize. I got it for cleaning purposes, and I wanted to make sure all my stuff was out. So now that we're entering the storage closet, you're gonna see that it's kind of big. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe 4 shelves, and the ceilings were very, very, very tall. And the only thing that's usually in that storage closet is the electrical grid. Never opened it, never touched it. I think in the actual audio that I did filming this, I was like, okay, this is what it actually looks like, because I've lived here for a year and I didn't realize. And it's also very hard to close, and so that's kind of scared me. I don't know why, but I was hecka struggling. So now we're gonna come back out into the hallway and go into the little corridor between the whole living area and the bed area, if that makes sense. So the door that you're looking at on the left side, that was room for a single. So it it literally, you really can't fit 2 people in there. Almost it could be the size of a dorm if you think about it, but honestly it's good enough for a single. And then there's a little hall closet, which I'll go into right now. It had 4 different shelvings, and I basically use this for all my hair care and all my self-care needs. I had it packed pretty tight. I also used it for pillows and for extra blankets, and all my purses were in there. And then you come into the bathroom. I didn't want to add the audio for this part because it's so loud. The bathroom light is so loud. But what I liked about the bathroom is that there's storage behind the medicine cabinet. So, well, it is a medicine cabinet basically. And the bathrooms should also come with a hair catcher drain thingy and also a bath plug. And then it comes with like a regular shower head and then a shower curtain pole or rod for your shower curtain. The space that I was in particular was supposed to be a double, but because of COVID, they turned it into a single to allow space if you needed to quarantine. I loved living in this room. It was so big. But if you are uncomfortable with those beds, you know, just get those egg crates and call it a day. It was also nice because I didn't have a roommate, so I got to use like the whole closet, and I'm a clothes hoarder. And then there's also only one light in that room, and that's that lamp on the wall. So it's not as ideal. So it lit pretty well. It got lit. But I would suggest definitely getting a lamp on the side so that you could have extra light if need be, especially if you put your desk in your room and not put it in the living room like I did. Then you might want to have that extra lighting. But for the closet, I'm kind of like waving my hands right there. It's enough for 2 people. In the single room, it's only half of that, but it's enough for 2 people. Also, we kind of just breezed by it. They do have smoke detectors in there, and then you could also lock your room door. Even though I lived alone, I always would check my house or apartment every night and lock my bedroom door when I go to sleep, because I don't need to be like scared like that. This is my pops, and he opened up this, what is this called, a water heater. He's a plumber. He has 30 years of experience, and he just wanted to see how they set it up in there. And so he was just checking it out. He's never opened it before, and so he's just really telling me all about the specs and stuff. And honestly, that's a really big water heater. My sister had an apartment in Monterey, and it was literally 1/4 that size. Like her water heater was only 1/4 of the water heater that I had. So that was kind of weird. But look at him, he's trying to make jokes and stuff. And then the other thing to the right is a furnace, and the furnace got the apartment hot. So if you're cold in the winter, you won't be with that heater. At least I was for my apartment, and I generally like the cold. So I would use it whenever I wanted to, I guess. But it did get warm, and I love how he's like really going into it and trying to educate me. But it's like, am I really gonna remember all that? I should, but am I really? But I never opened it. It's easy access for maintenance staff, but that's pretty much it. I think I'm gonna pan to the left a little bit here. Come on, Darshell. Yep. So right there is my washer and dryers. There used to be like a door right here. And you can kind of tell because there's holes in the wall. But the washer and dryer units are very different per apartment. So depending on what unit you get, is where you're gonna know where your washer and dryer units are. This device that I'm pointing at has a wire that goes to the ground with like this little thing that looks like paper, but I love it because it's for the washing machine. If your washing machine floods, that device will pick it up and like it'll notify you that there's water damage or there's water leaking, and it'll make this like really annoying sound, but it just saves you the headache of, you know, flooding your apartment because it'll automatically shut off the water. This is the size of the living room that I had. I'm pretty sure we put that furniture back where it was. It used to be like towards like the middle-ish, and they always clean the carpets. At least the carpet was clean when I came in. Actually, it looks the same as it did when I moved in, which is pretty cool that they had carpet and tile. But I think some units just have all tile, so it really depends on what unit that you get and if it's upstairs or downstairs, because the rules for downstairs might apply for folks who have pets and stuff like that. But each unit that's furnished should come with some type of couch and maybe a table in the middle of it. I just happened to get really nice furniture. Some of my friends had like cloth couches, so like couches couches with fabric instead of the leather. And then I had to ask for a desk. I didn't get a desk, even though mine was furnished. So make sure you get all your furnished pieces when you're coming in. So now we're going to check out the balcony. This is one of the updated balconies. Back in 2005, when my sister used to go here, the balconies were like literally the size of a small room. But now they're just like small. And I think that's just due to wanting to make sure people are safe and that, you know, they're not having too many riffraff on the balconies. I don't know. I forgot. Someone told me why they shut them closer or, you know, cut them up a little bit, but I can't remember. But this is really, really a good space. At least mine was bigger than the majority of my friends, but you really have enough room to put a small table and chair and really sit out there. I never did because I'm afraid of spiders, and there were some spiders web out there, and I'm not doing it. But there's also an outlet, so if you want to like plug in like a charger and work outside and be on your laptop, do what you gotta do, you know? But this door also has a lock on it too, and it has a porch light, so you can also be there outside at night, if that makes sense. I always locked the top and the bottom because Darshelle doesn't do paranoia, or I mean, she is paranoid, so that's why she wanted to shut it all down. So yeah, so this area I also use as like a desk, reading area. I just moved the furniture so I could vacuum, which I did after I took this video. I went through and I cleaned the whole apartment once more just to make sure everything was good. I also had a corner apartment, and you would know that by looking at how many windows I had. I had so many windows in this apartment, so much natural light, and I loved it. This is the dining room area, and that window kind of looked over the like little area that's outside the window right there. This is a really big dining space. I don't know. I put a dining room table in there. I put a desk in there, and then I took it all out and made it my workout room. I had like my dance uniform hung on the wall, and I had my pom-poms in the corner and like a little music station. I had like a cart with like my weights and my exercise bands on it. Did I use it all? No. But that's not the point. The point is I made use for the space, even though it was COVID, and I couldn't have as many like dinner parties as I wanted to. But it had lots of outlets in there, and this also had a light in here. The living room, I did not mention this, but the living room did not have an overhead light, but every other room does, including the kitchen, including the laundry room, including the hallways. This is the kitchen. This is the bar stool area. I had one bar stool because that's all I could afford. I didn't realize how expensive bar stools were. Some of my friends who had East Campus apartments that were furnished. They got all the furnishings plus bar stools, and when I called to ask about bar stools for my apartment, they're like, oh, we don't have any more, or something like that, or not everybody gets the same amount of furniture, which I thought was weird. If I'm paying extra for furniture, I want furniture. But anywho, it comes basically like this. I could tell you right now, this is almost exactly how it looked like years ago when I visited as a little girl, when my sister went to here, and she actually lived in East Campus with her or her now husband. But this is the stove. My mom had, I think she had went through and cleaned the stove already. But yeah, this is the stove. The cabinets are old. I always wipe out my cabinets. But this is just pretty much it. It's really nothing to see. I'm like opening all the cabinets, but if you put something in the ones that are next to the stove, just be careful because you can't get to the back corner very easily unless you have ridiculously long arms. Fun fact, this is where I had my kitchen accident when I was making dinner and I dropped my knife and had to go to the hospital, and UPD came, and it was crazy. But anyways, above the stove is like the stove fan, and so there's not really much cabinet space in there. This is the fridge, and after this is when I was gonna go through and clean and all that. Yeehaw. There's a lot of space above that fridge. Also, this weird space, I cannot figure out what to do with it. I'm so sorry, I hit something. There's an outlet in the middle of the wall, so I put shelving there and put like a crock pot for decoration and never used it. And then other times I will plug in my speaker and use that as like my cute shelving area. It was a weird space, and so I really did not know what to do with it. I guess if you have like another mini fridge, you could put it there. Like if you came from the dorms and you're moving to East Campus and you had like a mini fridge, I guess you could put it there, but I don't know if the cord will even be long enough. But this is pretty much it. This is pretty much what we got here. Yak okay, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram.